He's a DC to be. Daniel Knowles is a 6th quarter student here at Sherman. He will be a 3rd generation chiropractor and the 7th chiropractor in his family. I was saying to Daniel, are you and Dion in like a competition? He was like, oh no, he's ahead of me. He is the founder and president of the student IFCO, the secretary for the Network Spinal Club, a Sherman College student ambassador, and the Sherman softball team's star bench player. Daniel's goal is to reinvigorate the future of chiropractic, to be rooted in its principle with more unity, accountability, and advancement to better support humanity. I jokingly said about his pretty well-known parents, he's making a name for himself as well. Daniel Knowles.
Good morning, Lyceum. How's everybody doing this morning? This Lyceum, compared to last year was great, but this is a whole different level. I don't know if you were here yesterday or if this is the first thing, but let's give a round of applause for Dr. Kiara for starting this off. She did so amazing. Like, I'm scared to follow that up because I don't even know what I'm going to say to be on that level. But I actually do want to start off today by asking everybody a question. So I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need a few people in the audience to answer this for me. So my question is, what do you think is the biggest issue facing chiropractic today? Kia? Agreement? That's going to be a bit of what I'm talking about. So that helps me.
Harmony.
Harmony? Disharmony?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Maybe one more. Yeah, we'll get 2 more.
Ego.
Ego. Yeah.
Division.
Did you have another?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So everybody kind of hit it spot on for what I think is the biggest issue and what I'm going to talk about today. To me, the issue is twofold. 1, we are uncoordinated, and 2, we have the wrong objective. Today, I will be talking about Principle 32, the principle of coordination. So that's why everybody really hit that spot on for me. Coordination is the principle of harmonious action of all the parts of the organism and fulfilling their offices and duties. Let's break this down. When we think of harmony, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Happiness.
Happiness, peace, but yeah, music. Music is the first thing that comes to me when I think of harmony. All aspects of a song need to come together for it to sound right. It can't be out of tune. Everything has to be in tune, coordinated, working together in harmony. When you think of some of the greatest songs ever made, they're all coordinated in harmony. Whether you're like my dad and think that the greatest music ever made is from the Beastie Boys.
It's true.
Whether you're like Dion and think it's Kendrick Lamar and his halftime performance. I know some people hated that, but it was decent. Whatever it is, it can even be back to classical music with actually like really insane composition of bringing everything together. Like, think about Beethoven. That's a whole different level than Beastie Boys and Kendrick Lamar when we think of harmony.
I disagree.
That's another level of coordination, I would say. So those songs are all coordinated. Everything is working together. All parts of the orchestra have to work together for the stuff, for the music, for the tune to sound right. Our bodies kind of work in the same way. Everything has to be working together. The tone of our bodies is what shows us the coordination that's going on in our bodies. It shows us the coherence. Who was at Dr. Trent Scheindecker's talk last night about tone? So we got a few people. That was awesome. He did a great job breaking down tone, how you can view it in the body. It's more than like chiropractic. Everybody hears it and then they judge the word tonal and tone. Chiropractic is founded on tone. And that's what Trent was talking about. All chiropractic needs to be focused on tone in terms of the tone of the nervous system. What's happening in the body. That's what tone shows us. It shows us the coordination, the coherence, or the lack thereof when there's interference. That's what chiropractic is really about. And we need to focus on making the body coordinated. We need to focus on making the body have coherence, having the right tone or tune, just like in music. You can also think about this principle through a business sense. We can go back to what Dr. Chiara was saying with banking and the banker. I'm going to take it a little bit different, but the banker in terms of a business sense, all parts of a bank, all parts of a business have to be working together for it really to function. You guys know that who are docs in your practices. If people are doing stuff that's not coordinated for the mission of the business, it's not going to function properly. Stuff's not going to work right. Think about some of the greatest businesses in the world. I mean, for me, Apple comes to mind, Amazon comes to mind. They're all coordinated and working for the same mission of that business. Every single part of the business, if we look at the finance department with the banking, they're focused on their roles and purposes and offices, but they're working together for the mission of the business. If you look at the marketing department, they're putting out that message, but it's all about the mission of the business. Our bodies are like that as well. It's like the music, it's like the business. Innate intelligence is like the conductor or the producer of a song. Innate intelligence is like the CEO of a business, coordinating everything towards the proper mission for what is supposed to happen at that moment in time for the body. And that's what health really is. Unfortunately, our profession, though, is divided. Our profession isn't coordinated and doing what it's supposed to be doing. We're in so many different camps. There's so much like division and different definitions of what chiropractic is, whether it's about not what Sherman thinks, but whether it's about pain, and a lot of people think that it's just about fixing pain, or whether you're thinking that's like Sherman, that chiropractic is all about subluxation. Chiropractic has all these different perspectives, and even if you think it's about subluxation, how many different definitions of subluxation do we have? Everybody's not on the same page. Everybody's not coordinated. There's people like Dr. Matt McCoy and a lot of others that are all working together with this Freedom Coalition thing. I don't know if you've heard much about it, but trying to coordinate our area of the profession to work together and coordinate and get stuff going in the right direction. But there's still issues. We still have a lot of these divisions. Even like I was saying, when it comes to subluxation, there's so many different standards of care that we have in the profession. If you go to any chiropractor, you're going to get a different experience, and it's not coordinated. It's really obvious. If you brought in someone from the outside world who's not a chiropractor to study chiropractic, think about how poor they would see the division of our profession. It's sad. It's really sad. And this is let alone the infighting and issues about technique. Like, technique should be the least important thing for chiropractors, and I don't think there should be any judgment about that. What principle, like we're infinite principles talking about the 33 principles, what principle says anything about technique? What principle says anything about the adjustment? The adjustment isn't even talked about in the principles of chiropractic, and everybody makes it about the adjustment. It's not in any of the principles, because as chiropractors, we don't make the adjustment. It's not us being the hero or the savior for the patient. Why do we think that we're smarter than the intelligence of the body? Why do we think that we're smarter than the intelligence of the universe? Why do you think that your technique is better than anybody else's? It's not about the technique. It's not about the adjustment. Innate intelligence is the technique. Innate intelligence is what makes the adjustment. We as chiropractors, we simply introduce a force. Whether that force is a thrust, whether it's a toggle, whether it's a sound wave, whether it's a contact, we are enticing innate to do the technique. We are enticing innate to make the adjustment. It's not us. We're not the hero. The patient and their body, their innate intelligence is the hero. So this gets me to my second point of what the biggest issue in chiropractic is. First, we talked about how we're uncoordinated. Second, I think that we overall focus on the wrong objective. Some chiropractors focus on the objective of just pain and fixing pain, and that's all that they care about. I would argue that even us in the subluxation focused part of the profession have the wrong objective. And this might make some people mad at me, so I hope that some of the faculty that are here or board members, like I don't want Ken or McCoy to hear this necessarily. But to me, the objective of chiropractic is not to correct subluxation. That's not the objective. It's not to remove interference. That is definitely something that we do as chiropractors, and that needs to be the basis and focus of what we do. I'm not saying that it's not about subluxation, because it is. But subluxation is a strategy or a method that we focus on to help the body. But it's not our objective of what we want to do for the patient. We want to remove subluxation, remove interference, because that's our method of what we're doing. It's kind of like the what or the how of what we're doing, but it's not the why. It's not the overall objective. So we make chiropractic about removing subluxation, but it's what we're doing, but it's not why we're doing it. It's not the big picture objective of what we're trying to do. To me, the objective of chiropractic is principle 32. Along those lines of getting coordination, of having more harmony, of having more coherence. It's not about less interference, it's about more coherence, more coordination. Rather than focusing on what we want less of, we need to focus on what we want more of for chiropractic, what we want more of for our patients. I would argue that in some ways, when we make the objective of chiropractic to remove subluxation, we're kind of doing it in an allopathic or pathogenic perspective. What I mean by that is that we're focusing on what we want less of for someone. We're focusing on what is wrong with them. It's not about their pain necessarily, but we're still focusing on a problem that they have and having less of that problem. That seems like a pathogenic mindset to me, but chiropractic is salutogenic. Our mindset needs to be salutogenesis and what we want to do more of. What we want more of for our patients. We want more health, we want more life, we want more coordination. It's not about what we want less of. Obviously, subluxation is detrimental to health and life. So it goes hand in hand. It obviously goes hand in hand. But removing the subluxation is not our objective. I'll try to paint this in another way to help everybody understand, but raise your hand if you have kids or a sibling or someone that you really care about in this world. Okay, so everybody has someone that they care about. If you picture your son or daughter or brother or sister or mom and dad, whoever it is, think about a time when they went through something challenging, went through a difficult time, had a lot of sadness or stress or depression, something was going on in their life, and it hurt you because you saw how much they were struggling. Your goal for them was not to have less of that sadness. It wasn't to have less depression. What you wanted for your kid was for them to be happy, for them to be successful, for them to have everything in the world to achieve all that they could. That's what we need to do as chiropractic. Instead of being about having less subluxation, we need to be about having more coordination, more life, more coherence. It's not about the bad thing, it's about the good thing. So don't make fixing the bad thing your objective. Make coordination, make coherence your objective. Overall, I'm going to close out with this, but overall, chiropractic needs more coordination. Both among ourselves as a profession, as DCs, and what we're doing, how we work together, but also as a defining objective of what we do. Coordination needs to be that defining objective. Coherence needs to be that defining objective. Has to be the center of every time you adjust somebody. Every interaction that you have with a patient. Every interaction you have with a student or a colleague. It has to be about coherence. We need to work together instead of judging people, instead of trying to fix stuff. We need to enhance and optimize what we're doing and coordinate all together. We need to reinvigorate the future of chiropractic with unity and an objective for more.